Welcome back everyone. Quickly, let's continue our discussion on CSS layout, and right now we'll be discussing about the CSS display inline block. The display inline block value compared to display inline, the major difference is that display inline block allows to set a width and height on the element. And also with display inline block, the top and bottom margins or paddings are respected, but with display inline they are not. Compared to display block, the major difference is that display inline block does not add a line break after the element, so the element can sit next to each other. I want you to understand everyone again. Compared to display block, the major difference is that display inline block does not add a line break after the element, so the element can sit next to each other. So firstly, it acts like an inline element, and also we are able to set the width and height of it. So I'm going to be showing you some cool tricks you have to know about it. The following example shows the different behavior of display inline block and also display block. So I'm going to be showing you how all this works together. Back to our document. This is the document I want to use right now. I've prepared this for you guys so you guys can be able to have something to work with. So as you can see, we are having all this text right here. The first section you are seeing right here is our display inline. So I want to show you how it looks clearly. Can you see this place? We are having the display inline. Everything concerning this display you can find it in our CSS display property to be able to follow easily. As you can see right here in our display inline, can you see we are having this block right here, the display inline. As you can see, let me show you the CSS of it. The CSS part of it is here. Here is the display inline. As you can see, let's increase this to 300 width. When I increase it to 300 width, let's reload our document. Can you see when I reload, this one's supposed to increase, but it doesn't increase at all because it's display inline. The display inline doesn't allow us to specify the width and the height. Let's give it 400 height. Maybe the height is going to increase. The height of these yellow boxes. Let's reload. Can you see it's not increased? But let's change the color. Maybe the color is going to change. Let's change the color to let's change it to red, and change the text color to white, and change the border size to 4 pixels. Let's give it 4 pixels. Let's see if all this is going to work for us. Let's reload. Can you see now we are able to change the color, the background color, and the color of the text, and also we are able to use the border with it, but we are not able to use the height and width property. As you can see, this height and width property right here, they are now useless, so we can't use them. So you should note that. So, and also let's use this our padding property also. Maybe the padding property is going to work with it also. Let's increase our padding to like let's give it 10 pixels. Let's reload our document now if there is any changes. Can you see now we can use our padding with it? Our padding is able to work with it, but our height and width property is not able to work with it. Definitely let's cross it out. Now this one is not the display inline property doesn't allow us to use the width and height property, but it allows us to use padding, border, background color, and so on and so forth. Let me bring it back to 5 level. Now I bring it back. Can you see? So now we will be discussing about the display inline. As you can see, the display inline, when you use we will be discussing about the display inline block. As you can see, the display inline block is also nice when you understand this. The display inline blocks allow us to use the width and height property. So now let's go and control this yellow box right here and change it to another thing entirely. Let's come down here. This is the other element right here that we are giving display inline block. So right here we want to increase the width to 300. Now let's save our document and reload. Can you see the width is able to increase automatically? So let me bring it back to 100 again. When I reload, can you see? Let's increase the height also to, let's decrease the height. Let's decrease the height to 50 pixel. Can you see? We are able to decrease the height because we are using display inline block. So you guys should be aware of that. And also we can use our padding also. When we give it 10 pixel padding, let's reload. Can you see padding is also working with it? So we can use other property also. We can increase this. We can give the border, we can give the border to can give it the border 7. I can change this color to blue violet, and we can change the main color to the text color to white. So white. So we can reload our document and see what we got when we reload. Can you see? We are able to control this display inline block very well because it allows us to use the height and width property, and also it allows us to use the padding, margin, and so on and so forth. So you should be aware of that. But when you are using just ordinary display inline, it won't allow you to use the height and width property. Now, and again, right here, one thing I want you to note very well is that our div elements, our span elements, our elements are able to do what? To stack beside each other. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's say this is our div element right here, another div element right here, another div element right here. I want to show you the text inside it so you guys can see it clearly. Let me break this, break this. I purposely want to do it in this manner so you guys can be able to follow along easily. It's not good when somebody is explaining and you guys don't understand it clearly. As you can see, this is the second one right here. So I can do it like this. So I don't want to take much of you guys' time. That's why I'm doing this fast in this manner. So as you can see, let me cut this one also, which is the third one. We'll still talk about it. So the first one I told you earlier that doesn't allow us to arrange the control the div element. It doesn't allow us to control the span element by specifying width and height, but it allows us to specify the padding and so on and so forth, but it doesn't allow height and width, which is what? The first one, which is display inline. The second one, which is the display inline block, allows us to use the height and width and also other properties. And the fourth one, which is this, is the one we call display block, which is this one. We are specifying display block there. This display block, it doesn't allow us to, it doesn't allow our element to stay beside each other. They will just stack on top of each other. Let me reload my document and see. As you can see, this one now that is having display block, the element is staying on top of each other. Let me show you very well so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's change this to red. After turning it to red, or let me give it green instead of red. Let's give it green. After turning it to green, I can give it black. Black is okay with green, or I can use it white. Let's give it white. When I give it white, this one, when I increase the width, let's give the width, let's give it 150, and that's all for now. Let's reload our document and see what we got. Can you see? We are able to control the width, we are able to control the color, we are able to control the text color, and also let's specify the height so you can be able to see that we are able to control the height also. Let's give it 40 pixel. when I reload my document, you are going to see then we are able to control the height of this display block also. But the main thing right here is that our element is not staying beside each other like the previous one which we specified earlier, which is the inline block. So display inline block allow our element to stay beside each other, but display block doesn't allow that. So let me show you how all this works together now in a real form. Let me clear some text out of here so you guys can be able to see this very well. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this, as you can see, so, and this one right here is the third one. I'm cleaning all these text so that you guys can be able to understand very well. I don't like when I talk like this and people don't understand. It's very nice when we understand what we are showing each other right here. As you can see, the first div element, as you can see right here, we are having div element. Inside it we are having these two span elements, and this one is representing the display inline, which is this. And this second one right here, the second div element is right here, and we are giving it two span element. This two span element is the one representing the display inline block, and the third one, which is this one, is the one that is representing the display block, which is this. So let me show you very well. Here are the CSS that control it. As you can see, this first one is the one that is controlling the display inline. The second one is controlling it with display inline block. The third one, which is this, is the one that is controlling it with display block. The second one is the one that is controlling it with what? Display inline block. So I want you guys to please, let's reload this. Can you see now? As you can see, you guys should be able to see it clearly now. The first one that is acting as inline, display inline, every element they are able to stay beside each other. The second one, which is the inline block, also they are able to stay beside each other, but the third one, which is display block, not able to stay beside each other. And again, another difference is that this display inline don't allow us to use the height and width property, but it allows other properties. But this display inline block allows us to use the height and width, and the display block also allows us to use the height and width property, and it also, they both allow other properties also. So that is the reasonable difference between all this, as you can see. But the main difference in display block is that every element, they are going to be staying on top of each other. They are not going to be like all this one that is having the display inline block that can stay beside each other like this, or the display inline that stay beside each other like this. This is all I have for you guys for now. I want you guys to please practice, because practice makes perfect. Anwar Akorede Ayofe is my name once again. As you can see, everything is looking nice. Everything is looking nice, right? I wish to see you guys next time to the next tutorial. Peace and love. Have a great day. Thank you so much.